Hello, welcome to another video. My name is Gemma, and we're talking about what happened this morning. The shortlist announcement for the Women's Prize for Fiction 2023. I'm sure you're all aware if you're here, but obviously we've got the Women's Prize Plod Along team with Charlie, she's that side, and Alice down there. And yeah, we're just gonna be chatting about what happened. I think a lot of people know what's going to come in this chat, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. So before we even went live, Kieran just pod spammed us. So yes, we will be discussing pod in detail. And we've got Ellen. Hi, Ellen. Oh, Jennifer's here. Danny's here. And Kate is here. Okay. So it's lovely. Oh, and we've got more. We've got Sarah. We've got Kit.
Hi, Kit.
And we've got Elizabeth. Oh, and Glenda. People just keep popping in. Say hello. Come join the discussion, the happies and the salties that we're going to discuss. I've got Ariane. Hello. So I feel like we should just address the sonar melon in the room. I think we should just go straight into what everyone's thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you girls, but actually I think I do know. Did everybody just go around watching reaction videos this morning just to watch everyone's reaction to pod?
Yeah, totally. That's basically what we were there for, I think.
Yeah, I just skipped everyone's reaction to everything else. I was like,
I saw in Charlotte from Charlotte Malloy, she underneath one of the comments, someone said that they want someone to go around and do like a little compilation of the.
That would be so.
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
This is what we need, and then also at the end, I feel like you need to put Kieran's happy pod dance within that.
Oh yeah, if you haven't seen Kieran's pod short, go check that out. That was. I mean, I was so traumatized that I've had to bring wine to this.
Well, I have to say that the pod reactions have been the absolute highlight of my day.
Yeah, almost worth pod making the shortlist just to see every book.
Almost, yeah, they've been some spectacular reactions.
I think we should ask Jem to reenact her face when she saw the long list.
I think it was
shortlist. When you saw pod, what did you genuinely? What was your thought? Were you angry? Were you happy?
Well, I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe the judges were stoned when they made that decision. I don't understand how else they could have come to that decision. I mean, okay, so it's the Women's Prize for Fiction. It's not the prize for rapey dolphins. I don't understand why this book was longlisted and then shortlisted. I mean, like how
I am concerned, right? And can we take a moment for there must be someone on that panel who has got to read pod for a third time now and has been literally begging their fellow judges not to put pod on the shortlist because they'll have to read it a third time and they are traumatized.
Oh my God.
I feel for those judges. There may be one of them, there may be more, we don't know. We can only speculate.
Or they might all love it. They might be dolphin lovers, clam lovers. I don't know all the other animals that you said about.
But I feel like if you did love those animals like dolphins and clams, you wouldn't want to read this horrible traumatic story about them.
Well, the clams had a massive orgy, didn't they?
So, you said the clams are sexy. You said the clams are very, very sexy.
Sexy clams.
I think the clams did have quite a happy time, if we're honest.
Yeah. It was practically a romance when it came to the clams. Oh dear. But then you got whiplash from like rape trauma to like clam romance. Like, whoa, what just happened? So we have, as expected, a few comments. So, Jennifer, today feels like a dolphin-induced nightmare that I'm desperately trying to wake up from. Yeah, I don't think you will. It's like dolphins, only half of their brain sleeps. The other half is just haunting you.
I would like to say as well that the amount of reactions that I've watched where the person is like, the judges must be winding me up. Like, this must be them messing with us.
Yeah.
Like, this can't be true. Why have they done this?
It was the fact that they left it to the end as well. So we went through, and I think most people would have been like, yeah, okay, I can, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's fine. And then pod, and you were like, what?
Well, after the first 5, I think I was sitting there like, right, so it'll be I'm a Fan next. And then they were like, and pod.
I know.
What? What though? Why?
Just outrageous behaviour. Hi, Ange.
Hi, Ange.
Oh dear. Oh, and Anne is here, and Anne is a pod fan. So
do you know what? It's good. We've got to have.
Anne will be happy. I think she'll almost be as happy just to see my distress as.
Tell us your favourite things about pod. Tell us all the things you love. We want all the people.
We need to know.
That love it. Tell us. Tell us why. Tell us. We want to know.
We've got the lovely Kelly. Hi, Kelly. Oh, and Sonia is here. Not read any apart from Demon Copperhead. What book would you recommend?
I would recommend Demon Copperhead.
I think The Marriage Portrait next, I think, is a safe bet for you. I think The Marriage Portrait is probably quite safe.
I think a lot of people have liked Black Butterflies, haven't they?
I love Black Butterflies
from the library today.
I loved Black Butterflies. It's traumatizing in places a little bit as well, but not traumatizing, but it is like dark in places. But
yeah, but it doesn't like hit you over the sonar melon with it.
It does not hit you over the sonar melon.
Oh dear. I hope someone puts that together. Yes, the compilation. Yeah, me too. Kit was the best. Kit's reaction was brilliant.
That was one of my favourite.
It is my top favourite reaction to pod, I must say, Kit.
Yeah.
Sarah's
been doctoring all day. Well, that's boring. Don't these patients know that it's Women Prize Shortlist Day? They can just go and get paracetamol while you watch all the reaction videos.
Hello, what's the most important thing here?
I know. Prioritise. Hi, Em.
I am.
Ariane is just finding this hilariously funny. I don't feel for the judges.
It's like you said, there's bound to be one.
Okay, so Leanne, I think the answer to that question is yes. I detest the winners like every year. I DNF.
But you didn't detest Hamnet.
Okay, yeah. So maybe this will be the year, but probably not. I mean, Piranesi, that was crap as well, wasn't it?
Surely after 2 years in a row of you hating the winner with a passion.
I am due a good one. I am due a good one.
Fingers crossed.
Oh yes, agree. Wish, Wandering Souls and the Bandit Queens released Pod and Fire Rush.
I'm gutted about Wandering Souls. I'm properly hard gutted about it, and but I'm not surprised. I'm gutted about Wandering Souls. Obviously, that was my favourite. Well, but I'm more surprised by Bandit Queens. So I'm gutted about Wandering Souls, but surprised by the fact that.
Yeah,
I think we were so carried away this morning with Pod that we didn't even really fully realise for quite a while that the Bandit Queens had missed out.
It was only when Alice pointed it out to me and Jem, and we were like,
"No." But yeah, I do agree that would have been a better long list.
I do. To be fair, I do think Fire Rush deserves a place there. I think it is.
I think it's a really interesting book. It wasn't my jam, but it has merit.
I think it's the one book that I've read so far, Demon Copperhead aside, which I think is just in a different stratosphere. I think that is the one that is doing the most interesting things with like language and rhythm and all that kind of stuff. So I feel like it is the one that's doing something really different.
I would agree.
And I didn't feel like I'd ever read a book about that before either. So
I think it was a strong debut as well, considering her first novel. I think she did a really good job, and I think she's one of those authors will just get better and better and better.
I agree with that.
I think all the debuts that I've read for this so far, I really think there's some very strong debuts out this year.
Yeah, Perini Schroth, though, I think has potential to be a favourite author if she carries on the way she is.
I think there's a lot of authors here who I will definitely want to read what they come out with next.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is the good thing about the Women's Prize. So we sit here and be salty about Pod and his sonar melon, but actually it does what it says on the tin. It brings new female authors to the fore, and yeah, can't really complain. Oh yeah, Leanne, I bet it does. That's Pod for the win. Pod for the win. Oh, Jack is here, still working. Get off the computer. Miss the initial pod chat. I'm sure there'll be so much more.
Yeah, it's just going to be half an
we
hour.
just keep coming around to it. We just can't ignore it. Talia is here. Clam romance. I don't feel like I missed out on that one. No, you didn't. You didn't.
Clam romance and clam orgies, apparently.
Yeah. I have no words. How does the vote work for the shortlist? Do they vote for 5 books? I don't know. I think they have to come to like a consensus. So they all have to agree on the 6, I think. So
how many judges is it? Because I didn't count. I couldn't remember.
5.
Is it 5 judges?
Still sad about Wandering Souls.
Me too.
I still haven't read that one yet. But I do want to. But someone said in my comments, I can't remember who it was. I only replied to it like an hour ago, but that they thought it would either be Black Butterflies or Wandering Souls, and I think that's fair. That they're both covering similar-ish issues.
I'm quite surprised to see both Black Butterflies and Trespasses.
Yeah, I was going to say
I haven't read either, just as a first statement on that, but I feel like they're both, from what I've heard, books about people like living with this backdrop of war.
I think I think you're right, Alice. Actually, I have read both of those, and I think they're more similar than actually Wandering Souls in them. I know what you mean.
I would have thought it would have been one or other of those, because they're like, although they're about different conflicts, they are covering like a similar.
So, conspiracy theory. Is one of the judges in government?
Yeah, she is, isn't she?
She is. And
she is.
Do you reckon Wandering Souls didn't get in because she's in government and she doesn't want to raise awareness of
the Margaret Thatcher fan
of the immigrant shit that's going on?
Yeah. That is a good theory, Jem. I like that.
Right. Not just a hat rack, my friend. Not just a hat rack. Oh, we have the lovely Ben. Oh, Ben's going to be gutted that Cursed Bread didn't make it, and I am delighted.
Boring bread.
Oh, dear. Loved Wandering Souls and the Bandit Queens. I did love the Bandit Queens. Yes, I'm with you, Ariane. Oh, hi,
Kia.
Thanks. I've been thinking up that line all day. It'll be interesting to see if Demon Copperhead wins the Pulitzer Prize on Monday the 8th and then wins the Women's Prize on June the 4th. I think it so deserves it.
Do you think, though, if it had already won a prize, that the Women's Prize then wouldn't award it this?
No, I don't think that would affect it. I don't think that should affect it, should it?
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't. What would it?
The fact that Madyo Farrell is on this shortlist makes me think it won't affect it, because she only won a couple of years ago, and people have said like, oh, well, she because we all thought that she wouldn't. Well, I thought she wouldn't be necessarily be listed potentially because of how recently ago she won, and that didn't affect it. So therefore, I think in terms of Demon Copperhead winning the Pulitzer, I don't think it should affect it. The judges shouldn't think about that shit.
They shouldn't, but
lovely.
Whether they do or not. But I just want to see Demon Copperhead win a major book award because it is amazing. I was so delighted to see it on this. I literally would have. What did I say this morning? I would crap my pants if it didn't make the list. So yeah, I was delighted. I found out I have to get reading glasses today.
Compensation.
No.
You need compensation. Message the prize and say, right, I need some compensation.
Yeah, you do. Oh, the shortlist has Gem on the Vino. Yes, it does. Though it is really just pod. Oh, and I think I found pod is good because it deals with the destruction of the planet in a different way. It does do that. You're right. I think I'm even more pissed because I was really anticipating it and I really thought I'd love it, and then I really, really hated it.
So you were the most excited out of the three of us for it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think that it's on the shortlist for the environmental message.
I think it is because
Kieran, because you keep saying that, because you keep saying this, Kieran, you keep putting it in my head, and I cannot not. I keep calling this bloody show the Pod Along because you keep putting it in my head.
I hate the Pod Along.
Kieran, please tell us if you've actually read Pod yet.
Yes, have you read it, Kieran?
We need to know.
We're very secretive with this information.
I think Kia is with us about Wondering Souls.
Super gutted about Memphis in my top 3 books of the year so far. I loved it so much. I still am only on chapter 3 because of body reads, but I think it has real good potential. And I obviously put up my shortlist predictions. And I think we should separate books from authors if they're doing something important. If the author's an asshole and she's just thrown out some romantic trash, then I think that's different. But if it's a really important message, I think people should still take it for the merit. Kind of happy that Pod went through. Ha ha ha, Jack, hilarious.
You wouldn't be saying that if you'd read it, Jack.
You really wouldn't. I feel like we should all buy her a copy for her birthday this year. We'll just instead of spamming her, we'll pod her.
She's so lucky to have friends like us.
She is.
With her 3 copies of Pod.
Lucky Chucky. Jennifer was shocked that I'm a fan didn't make her. I was really surprised.
I'm very surprised about that.
Then let us know what's the biggest shock from the list. Tell us what the biggest shock what's the book that you thought would make it. Yeah, but didn't. Yeah. So yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
I'm shocked about I'm a fan as well.
I think especially after what was it that made it the other year? The other social media one.
No one's talking about this.
Yes. So I thought that this was a shoe-in because that was so sort of widely. It was very similar in its adoption to I'm a Fan, but
might still win the Jalak Prize though.
It might.
It's on that shortlist.
Can you explain what Pod is?
A travesty.
It's a book about dolphins
and rape, and dolphin rape, and clam orgies. I should be a synopsizer, but maybe not for Pod.
Yeah,
this trash, this ocean trash,
dolphin porn trash, clam love,
sonar melons
with sonar melons.
I think maybe stick to the day job.
Sarah thinks, thanks, mate. Sarah thinks that Kieran bribed the judges to make it the actual Pod Along. I actually wouldn't put that past Kieran.
He's been sending subliminal messages through this is what I think's happened.
He definitely has. Jack, you're choosing chaos.
Always.
It's always chaos. Always chaos. Oh, no. Camilla's here. Hi, Camilla. Apologies,
Camilla. Your reaction to Pod was one of my other favourites. Absolutely classic.
Yeah, Camilla did do a good.
Loved it.
Pod reaction. Have we already done? Well, I feel like this whole session is just going to be a Pod trauma session.
I've had a very long therapy session debrief with my mum all day as well.
It's a group therapy session. We're all talking through our feelings. We're just,
we're just gonna let it out. Apologies to all the pod lovers out there.
This is so the pod.
No,
No,
Emily, it's not the pod.
Yeah,
No,
it is trauma after trauma after trauma after trauma.
It is relentless. And we were saying this just before we came live. I love trauma in books. So I should have been like the perfect audience for this, but it was too much trauma for me. It was just like every chapter was like rape and sexual assault, and it was just it was just too much. We're just getting laughed at, I think. I know, Keir. I'm a chaotic neutral at heart.
No.
Pod, pid. What's a pid, Kieran? What's a pid?
Refusing once again to answer the question of whether he's read pod.
Oh, it's Sarah that said about Wandering Souls or Black Butterflies, one of them making the list. See, my memory is so crap. Honestly, I don't know how I can't, like, I just can't remember stuff.
You get a lot of comments, Jem. Don't worry about it.
Do I? Kia, pod doesn't end because the destruction of the planet is not over. This is true. I think one of the judges is an MP. Yes, conspiracy.
I'm gonna probably ticked off BookTube immediately, but I didn't love Wandering Souls. I've just finished it, and I didn't love it.
Tell everybody about that.
So I don't think it's a conspiracy. I just think like it's a good book, but I just didn't have that extra spark with it at all.
Okay,
and I'm really sad about it.
Was it better than pod though?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
High mid-table in the list for me.
Yeah. Kieran, it's not the pod. This man is relentless. I think the trade-off probably ended up being Trespassers versus I'm a Fan, because both had themes of adultery, possibly. Loved both.
Trespassers is so good. I know you hate this book, Jem, but I love that book, and like that's the kind of book as well. It's like grown on me. I know you're both going to be like whatever of this, but I fucking love Trespassers. Trespassers is like, even though I think Demon Copperhead is better written, I just love Trespassers. It's my favourite. Yeah, sorry, had a little Trespassers moment. Sorry.
Well, you're wrong.
Was there something particular that you did love about it though? That like
really...
the
characters. I love the characters. Right. I love the writing. I love it all. I do. I just love it.
Commissioner was really unlikable though.
I don't care. No, I don't think she was.
Oh dear, I'm going to have to start reading it to settle this argument.
To be fair, I didn't hate it, and I can see why people would like it, especially like I think the ending made the rest of it make sense. However, if I'm not hooked into a book at the 75-80% mark, it's a shit book for me.
So, yeah, I do know. I can see that, and also, like I said, I started it and had trouble with it. So, like, I can see why, but just
you are gonna have to read it, Alice, to be the voice of reason.
Mm.
Not going to change my opinion on it though. You can both hate it, and I still love it.
Oh yeah, this is true. She's not actually in the actual government, is she?
Oh, yeah, but they're all the same, aren't they? Let's be honest. Politicians are politicians. Demon Copperhead wins the Pulitzer Prize, and Marriage Portrait wins the Women's Prize. I would actually really like to see one of the debut authors win the Women's Prize if Barbara doesn't win it. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents. What is this cursed bread sludge? It was bottom of your list, was it?
Yeah, I thought you didn't like it. I'm sure Ben didn't like it. I was thinking that when you said that. I was like, I'm sure he said he didn't.
Who am I thinking of then? I've lost the plot. I've actually lost the plot.
Yeah, because when Ben said about it, he said in his video very eloquently about the reasons why he didn't like it, and I was like nodding.
I'm obviously getting myself very confused with life. Apologies, Ben. Apologies, but I'm a fan. Still didn't make it, so sad times.
Just rub that one in.
I think Demon Copperhead does fit more for the Pulitzer than the Women's Prize, but we'll see. Yeah, because the Pulitzer is more about American life, isn't it? I think.
I see the Pulitzer is one that I just don't really understand. I don't get that one.
Yeah, I think it's to do with. Oh, I can't remember. Shelley did a really good video on it last year about what they're looking for. I think it has to be something to do with American life.
I did really enjoy reading that article about the year that they didn't actually announce a winner. I was fascinated by that.
That was fascinating. Yeah, that was
controversial.
Has Barbara King, because they don't have like a shortlist in the same way, do they? They have like a winner and runners up.
Yeah.
Has Barbara ever been a runner up in that? Do we know?
Not that I know of.
If anyone knows, in the comments.
But I don't really follow it, so I'm not sure.
I, for one, loved Piranesi. Well, you were wrong, Zach.
I liked it. I did like it. I'm going to put that out there.
I haven't read it yet.
I liked it, but it was the bottom of my 6 out of the shortlist. So that year it was shortlisted, it was still my bottom. So I did like it, but it was the bottom.
Yeah, I detested it. But I know a lot of people really, really enjoyed it. I just wasn't one of them.
I think that year was probably one of my favourite shortlists, actually. And everyone keeps going on about the favourite shortlist, but I think that was probably one of my favourite shortlists that year.
Yeah.
I wasn't following it that year, so I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, Ben's just added Bandit Queens and Wandering Souls to that comment. Say, agree with Bandit Queens. That was such a good book. Such a good book. And Kieran apparently is not going to tell us.
Yes, oh, he's going to save it for because next week he's here next. Is it next week?
When is that?
Tuesday. Tuesday the
2nd.
Yeah, you're here soon, aren't you?
Yeah. So, Kieran will be here on Tuesday to tell us about his pod love.
Tuesday the 2nd. He's here Tuesday the 2nd.
Yeah, that's next Tuesday.
I'm going to be very, very disappointed if Kieran tells us he hasn't actually read it.
Kieran, you better skip bloody reading before next Tuesday if you haven't read it.
I feel sorry for him. I don't.
And after all the pod spam, Kieran, then you need to read the whole thing. No DNF allowed. My thing with Demon Copperhead is that I would be a little miffed if a book about a boy won the Women's Prize for the 3rd year in a row.
Yeah.
True. That is true. I hadn't really thought about that. But Demon is a legend, so.
And her writing is really good, to be fair. It is really good.
Oh, Kieran. Can't compete with that. I can't compete. Imagine if you got me multiple copies of Pod.
I thought that was what was on your wish list, Jack.
Yeah.
Many copies of Pod.
Like dolphin confetti in each of the pages.
Yeah, that's good.
And maybe like little fish penises as well.
And sexy clams.
Spice it up.
And how do you make a clam sexy? This is the thing. I know that
you have to read the whole book, Charlie, to find out. But they are.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. I'm not going.
Just let me go back to repressing the book and trying to forget everything I've learned about the ocean.
Well, you can blame the judges for the fact that we've now got to talk about it again.
No, it's too traumatic for me.
Oh dear. Sarah said, I don't agree that Tara Stringfellow should have said what she said to the reviewer at all. However, I think the men in this book of trash comment did totally miss the point of the whole book. Okay, interesting. I don't know because I haven't read that far, but that's an interesting comment. But yeah.
But it wasn't just her that was attacked, was it? There was I don't want to go into this, but there were numerous other reviewers as well. She was like, it was ridiculous, but
yeah. I love you being a synopsizer, Jen. I know I'm wasted in marketing, mate. Wasted. Pod will cross the doll finish line, but that's a proper dad joke, Kieran. That one.
Mhm.
You're getting old, mate. You're getting old.
Memphis.
Memphis. After Piranesi, we need a pod book to win. I don't think we do. I think that's exactly what we don't need.
Yeah, I thought Wandering Souls was a shame.
Yeah, I thought that was. It's just so topical.
Yeah. And Jen Campbell said it was. Jen Campbell put it as one of her favourites. Sorry, I didn't mean to. You can say Alice. I don't.
Oh, yeah, I don't know why I'm shaking my head, because I did predict Wandering Souls would be there as well. I only got 2 of my predictions right.
Pod is love, pod is life. Wow, we've got philosophical Kieran now. If pod is life, then mate, I'm never leaving the house again.
We're all doomed.
We're all doomed. Kieran's pod spam is on point. Is it though? Is it? Kit, I'm with you, Alice. Wandering Souls is fine. Great message.
Absolutely.
Great book. We'll definitely read
more.
Yeah.
I really look forward to the author's next book. I think she's got a lot of potential, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I want pod to win. Shannon is like putting her fins out of the water here. Because I'm a fan isn't nominated, and I don't want Demon Copperhead or Marriage Portrait to win. I was hoping they would be left off the shortlist. Sacrilege! Interesting. Why? Tell me, Shannon, why pod should win over Demon Copperhead? I am intrigued. Keir really loved a lot of Trespassers, but felt detached from Cushla. Yeah, that's how I felt. But the themes and the discussion was really good. I'm looking forward to what Louise Kennedy writes next. Yeah, I would agree with all of that. It just, if you don't care about the characters, it just detracts from the book for you, doesn't it?
See, this was my problem with Wandering Souls. I just didn't feel there was a connection with them. They were not, for me, I was super detached from the characters. I was not given I didn't feel we were given anything to connect with them. It's a really sad story. Their story was heartbreaking, and like I could really get to grips with their grief, but them as people, I didn't feel like I knew them.
I felt like it was more, for me, with Wandering Souls, it was more the writing style that I really liked. And I remember I have written down like quotes and stuff as well. So, and I was pausing the audiobook and then rewinding it to write down passages. So whilst I can understand what you're saying about the characters, because I don't think there is a lot of depth to them, because obviously it's only a 200-page book. It's a really short book. And I think for me, it was the writing that I liked the most. So yeah.
Emily's saying that we crack her up. Such different opinions on some of the books. Yeah.
That's all right.
And that's what makes it fun. Yeah. That's what makes it fun.
If three of us agreed on everything, it would be boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, you probably won't still be in the chat if you take offense to negative opinions on books. But everyone has the right to their opinion, and we are happy to debate it.
And the most important thing is we all hated pod.
Oh dear. Leanne, also a Trespassers lover. Alice dolphinately used to read Trespassers. I think the jokes are getting worse and worse. There we go.
There's not that many words that I feel you can fit the word dolphin into, so good luck with it, Kieran.
Yeah. Yes, for debut author, that'd be brilliant. I could see Trespassers winning too. I wouldn't be like devastated to see Trespassers win, because I do see the value of it, but Demon Copperhead, man, come on.
I think if Demon Copperhead doesn't win, I really do hope it's one of the debuts.
Yeah.
Not because I dislike The Marriage Portrait, because it's also a brilliant book and it's still my second favourite from the long list, but I think it's really interesting to read all these debut authors, and I do think there's something to be said for like giving prizes to debut authors, but at the end of the day, surely it should actually be on merit, and Demon Copperhead is the best book.
It is in terms. I think it is in terms of writing. Like I do think they work like when you read Demon, it's like an epic. It's
it is epic. It is hands down the best first person narrative I've ever read.
I would feel more confident in reading her other books. I feel like, you know, she's got a big backlist. I feel like I would be more happy to go through her books, knowing the skill that she's got. Anyway.
I also think that what she's done is just such a massive feat of writing. Like I just appreciate it so much. Like, it's so clever on every level. Like the writing, the character, the plot, the fact that she's taken Dickens and she's changed it and she's made it her own. And to me, it is a completely different story to David Copperfield, while still like giving you this nod at David Copperfield. So clever.
And you've got an older woman writing the perspective of a young boy at like all these different ages, right through to like being a young man, and just nailing it, like the way he would talk, the way he would think. I
think it's incredible, and I need to go and read the rest of her books.
There's also a lot of heart to it as well, because I like books with heart. I think this is why, like, I know people, you might disagree. That's why I like Trespassers for the heart. But the heart of Demon Copperhead, it's, you know, you properly loved it, didn't you? Properly, and
And you love him as a person. You just really care for him. I believed in him, and I believed in every single character that was in that book. Like, they weren't 2D characters on the page.
Yeah, even the negative characters, you could still understand where their motivations were coming from.
And they were like living, breathing people. They weren't just like pantomime villain characters, were they?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's talking about something that is relevant in society, about the opioid crisis. I mean, that is like another. So it's like you've got these characters, you've got these themes, you've got it's a lot.
And like the writing about the place, there's such a massive sense of place in it as well. Like,
there is. Have either of you read Empire of Pain?
No.
That's the non-fiction by, the author's name escapes me, but it's about the opioid crisis. And it was really interesting because I read that a few years back, and you can see, like, from the company's perspective, when they started marketing it and had these like sales reps that went out, and you can like see from having read that non-fiction, you can see it like unfurling in these communities, and it's just.
I bet that's a good book pairing, actually.
It is, yeah. I would recommend. It was a really good non-fiction. Ben said, "Oh God, repeat comment. I'm a live stream noob."
Don't worry about it.
It's fine. It all works well for the interaction, the engagement. Okay, Kieran's back with another dad joke. We've got if they made a film of pod, would they use an orchestra?
Tumbleweed.
I like it. You're easily entertained.
Anne said, I'm a fan similar to no one is talking about this book.
But did you like them? Did you like it, Anne? Is this something you liked?
She did. I'm sure Anne commented on one of my videos the other day, and we were talking about that, and I don't think she I liked No One's Talking About This, and I know a lot of people hated that book.
I liked it. Yeah, I need to read that.
I didn't think it was like the best book in the whole world, to be fair, but I did like it.
Do you think Memphis lost any chance because of its author's behaviour?
No, I think the behaviour was before that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think she'd have been. Well, I actually don't think the judges care at all about the behaviour of the author. Yeah, because I think there was an author a couple of years back, the one that Golden.
Yeah, that was longlisted.
Yeah, she was a questionable author, I think.
Yeah, she had a transphobic.
What was that?
Yeah,
Golden something or other.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
I love that you do these live streams.
We are true aficionados. That was actually, I think that might be Kieran's best one yet, actually. I'm going to give that one an 8 out of 10.
Is he wanting his food? Is Harry wanting food?
You
Harry
probably heard the
wants
word fish.
Oh,
Harry, where's the duck?
everybody say hello to Harry.
Don't wind him up.
Duck and spinach.
Don't sneeze into the computer, please.
Harry's like, mate, get my
He's
duck.
so cute.
It's not even time for that yet. Stop saying that word.
Oh dear. As an American, I don't understand the Pulitzer Prize either. That makes me feel better. That does make me feel better. On with Gemma on Piranesi, I DNF'd it. Yeah. The only reason I didn't DNF it because it was really short and it was on audio and I was on the way to the office.
This is Jennifer's favourite book. Piranesi is one of her favourite books. Jennifer loved Piranesi, didn't you, Jennifer? If you're still here, Jennifer.
Loved it. So
yeah.
So yeah.
Is
I
this
don't think she loved Pod though.
Is this what started you and Jennifer being each other's nemesis?
Rivals. We are rivals based on the Piranesi like debate. But she didn't like Pod either, so that was fine.
Mm.
I did think her spread was going to win because she liked it and I hated it though. Obviously, that hasn't happened. Ben said Poison with the Bible was a Pulitzer finalist in 1999. That book is so good.
I want to read it. We want to read it, don't we, Alice?
Yeah.
Well, read it then. I've only been wagging on about it for like the best part of a year.
I need to book it in with them, and we need. If you're still here, and we need to start to plan our buddy read.
Honestly. I feel like we've gone back to like a 5 out of 10.
How many
I love the fact that you're
books
going to give him his. You're rating his comments.
How many of the books do you think we've got a fish-related comment can fit into the title?
I think Kieran could do it for all of them. Kieran, we need a fish-related comment for every title on the long list.
Ah, there you go. Challenge.
That should keep him busy. And so there's no indication of what's being considered for the Pulitzer until the winner is announced yet, which is rubbish, really. Like marketing would fail because then there's like no hype, right?
So there's a long list and then there's a winner.
No, there's not even a long list.
Nothing. They just
announced a winner and there's what 2 runners up and that's it.
Yeah.
Announced on maybe whatever.
So the article that I read was super, super interesting, not necessarily because it was about like 2012 where they didn't announce a winner, but it was written by one of the 3 people who was judging that. Well, they have a sort of different system, but basically there was 3 of them that had to read the books and they had to read like 200 books or something, maybe even more. And so those 3 people read all the books and then they had to select the 3 books to go forward to the grand jury or whatever. I don't know what they're actually called, but so they put forward their 3 and for some reason that year, they don't know why, the jury were like, we're not going to award any of them.
They're all shit.
No winner was announced that year for fiction.
As well, if you don't know all of like so obviously we know who the judges are, and with something like that, then you don't know who they are.
Those 3 had worked really hard, read all of the books,
and got no credit.
Selected 3 that they agreed were worthy of the Pulitzer Prize, put them forward, and then one wasn't picked.
That's bad.
Very weird.
Yeah.
But a fascinating article about the process of how they judge the Pulitzer Prize.
All my information comes from Greg from Supposedly Fun. Yeah, I watch him for Pulitzer stuff as well.
And that is where I first heard about this 2012 controversy.
Oh, was it? Interesting.
I think you mentioned that.
Based on the American experience, yeah. I don't think she's ever been a finalist and she's never won. BJ Minton saying, I have 250 pages more of Dim Copperhead, really tired of all the poor decisions he is making. Yeah. But you can kind of understand why he makes poor decisions because he's had no
structure
support system ever. Kieran, what did you think of the marriage portrait? Oh, Ben, no. Don't speak to his level.
What are you giving it? The marriage portrait was quite good, actually. I like that.
Outrageous. Zach, I read 120 Days of Sodom. I think I can handle Pod. I've not read 120 Days of Sodom, but it sounds better than Pod, just based on Teresa, I'm so bummed about Bandit Queens. Me too. That I ordered a copy of the book this morning. I can't give the author all the prize money, but I can give her the proceeds of another book sale. Oh, that's so nice. It was such a great book.
I might get that in paperback, actually. Yeah, when that comes out in paperback, I think I'm going to try and get that, I think. Because I liked it.
It was brilliant. Really good.
It was really good.
Jack really enjoyed Wandering Souls, but it was more the themes and content.
Yeah.
And I think the themes and content were absolutely great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. I think it's going to come down to what kind of reader you are at the end of the day. Teresa, I might reread Trespassers. I was quite bored on the first read until the end. Yeah. I wonder if I'd feel differently about it now that I know the end. Possibly. I think you might have something there.
I like the thing that I liked. It's like, apart from the characters and things as well, it's like she has this tension from the very beginning, and like it's just like it just feels very quiet, but you can still feel that like tense. I love it. I know you hate it, but I love it.
I didn't hate it. I just didn't love it. Jack, who decides what is worthy of merit? Whole other conversation. I think we'd need a whole other live stream for that, Jack.
Wouldn't it be amazing, though, if we could actually know what it is that the judges base their decisions on, or what their criteria was for why they picked each book?
Yeah,
I'd love that.
Cool.
And who was rooting for which book? That would be quite interesting.
That would be really interesting.
Have you all read Fire Rush? I'm not sure why, but it doesn't really interest me that much. I think we have all read Fire Rush. Yeah, it's.
I feel mixed about it. That's how I feel about it. I think you're the same.
Yeah. I mean, I gave it 3 stars. What did you two?
I gave it 4.
I don't even know what I gave. I think I gave it 4, actually. But I still like that, actually. But I say that, but I probably would. I still feel like, maybe you'll bring it down a little bit. I think 4 stars probably a bit high.
Part 1, I absolutely would have given it 5 stars. I envisaged myself giving it 5 stars. And then part 2, I was just like, I'm lost. And part 3 did pick up, but I did think that some of the plot was a little bit crazy.
I think maybe that one on a reread would probably
improve.
I would definitely listen to it again, because it was like a really awesome audiobook.
I gave it 3.5 stars. I just checked.
Oh, so we're all But I think maybe that's why it's gone 3 then, because on a reread you will probably get quite a lot more of the detail out of it, because it was so jam-packed.
Yeah, and it's because it was like, it felt like you said it was like going from one thing to the next thing, and then she was this thing and that thing, and then it's like, oh my god.
But if you knew the main plot points, you could maybe focus on
and slow it down a bit.
Other things,
And I think it was really like cohesive in terms of like the writing style and language, and the like the rhythm. Like I got a really strong sense of rhythm from the book, which obviously tied in with the music. But I also don't know if I got that rhythm from the audiobook, because it was so well done.
The lead character is quite strong, isn't she? Like, she's really strong. May,
I really liked May. Yeah,
May was really. She was a high factor in the book.
There were times when I thought that she made really weird decisions, but I did really, really like her as a person.
I
enjoyed following all the people we were following in part 1. Like, all her friends were cool. Her love interest was cool. Like, I thought they were a really good cast of characters in that part of the book. And then not so much in part 2, when she meets some not so good people.
Yeah.
Sarah, maybe try a sample. Try a sample of the audiobook. Is that a good shout? What do you reckon?
I don't know, because the first part was the best part.
Maybe not then.
Yeah.
But no.
I'd be really interested to actually reread that one on paper, just to see if it still comes across like the way it came across in the audiobook. I think my mum's ordered it from the library, so I might steal it.
Yeah. Jack, really looking forward to Demon Copperhead. I think you'll love it, Jack.
It's amazing.
Have to give Demon Copperhead another go. I found it so tedious, so perhaps not in the right mood for it. Yeah, you definitely have to be in the mood for like an epic.
Yeah.
You cover a lot of years in that book, so you've got to be in it for like the whole life of a person, basically.
Definitely. Are there any other books we haven't really spoke about that much? Do you want to speak about the marriage portrait? Does anyone want us to talk about the marriage portrait? Have we got? Does everyone know about that? Probably sick and tired of it to hear about it.
I'm sort of unsurprised to see it on the list, although I suppose one of the things I maybe thought was that they wouldn't pick both Demon and Marriage Portrait, just because if they would give him like the debut authors more chances. But I think it very much deserves to be there. It's definitely my second favourite that I've read. But I don't think it's like a lot of people have said they like it more than Hamnet, but I didn't like it more than Hamnet.
I didn't like it more than Hamnet.
Yeah, I still haven't got to it yet.
Oh yeah, of
but
course.
I don't know. I think a lot of people have enjoyed it, but it just didn't seem to. For me, I didn't put it on my wish list shortlist because it seemed to be almost like a standard historical fiction.
Yeah.
I didn't see when it, like the Bandit Queens was covering a lot of serious issues, and I hadn't read a novel like that before, but I've read a lot of standard historical fiction, so that was why I didn't put it on. Not because I don't think I'll enjoy it, because I think I will, because I love historical fiction, but I didn't see what it was offering above that from not having read it.
I wonder if Marriage Portrait is one of the Women's Prize books that is like there on the fact that it is a story of one woman and is following this woman and her childhood, and like obviously like how she's trying to deal with this situation that she finds herself in, and in a completely different historical setting. So I did think it was really, really interesting from that point of view. And Maggie O'Farrell's writing is like awesome.
She does characters really well. I think the sense of place again is another really strong factor.
Yeah. And I didn't think it was a time or a place I was particularly interested in.
I agree with you.
I still enjoyed it. Like I thought it was a bit slow to build up and get into.
The thing about the Marriage Portrait is, and I'm not going to say what it did, but the ending annoyed me. Like I know everyone else is like, oh my god, the ending's really good. It's really clever.
The ending surprised me.
I didn't know. I wasn't surprised by the ending. I thought it was. I'm going to be honest. I thought it was predictable. The ending annoyed me. I loved the.
No, I didn't see it coming at all.
Overall, I loved the book. I could completely see it coming. I could completely see it being set up, and I was like hoping it wasn't going to go there. You know when you're reading something, because this happens in books. You're reading it, and you're like, I hope it don't go there. Please don't go there. Please don't go there. And it went there, and I was like, for fuck's sake, why did you do that? Why? And it pissed me off.
Oh no, I didn't see it coming at all until we were literally at it. I was like, what?
And it really annoyed me. But I loved her writing, and it was a good book for me. So apart from that.
Oh dear. I initially DNF Demon. Have you gone back to it then? Question. Elizabeth saying Empire of Pain is excellent. I agree. Ben agreeing, as gripping as any novel. It was a really good non-fiction. I've heard Empire of Pain is amazing. Good pairing, Rick. Thanks. I am a profesh. What can I say? Kit added Empire of Pain to my TBR the other day. Yes, I think you'll like it. Sounds so good. Also about to listen to Dope Sick. Ooh,
yeah, Charlie's read that one, I think.
Yeah, I have to look that one up. Sounds interesting. Then you'll plod along, and Eric inspired me to pick it back up from the Demon Copperhead. Devoured it over a weekend and miss Demon now. Yes, excellent. Agree with you, as love his character. Yay! Yay! It was so good. Oh, just some love for Harry.
Yeah, he's still here.
He's still there, waiting for his duck. Pedro just literally walked over to me for food. He did get me to stop work though. So Pedro is Jack's cat, FYI, not her significant other. More Harry love.
It's still there. His corner there. Is that him there in the corner still?
Yeah. His ears went right up when you said duck again.
Duck and spinach, Harry.
Don't wind him up.
Oh no, look at him, you made him move.
He's like, where's my duck? Ben, Patrick Ben and Keith, that's right, that's the author's name. Thank you. Also got a narrative non-fiction about the Troubles, yes, called Say Nothing. Yeah, I want to get to that, especially after enjoying Trespassers. Agree, I need to get to that. Oh, here she is with her Piranesi love.
It had a Doctor Who reference. That's why I liked it. It had a Doctor. That was my. I remember when I noticed the Doctor Who reference in it, I was like, yes, Doctor Who reference.
I don't remember. I've blanked it from my memory. Shannon, I chose to vote for Pod because it amuses me that the title reminds me of the reality show Shag, Marry or Avoid.
Oh, there was a pod in that show.
Since there was a pod in that show too. I like chaos in book prizes. To be fair, it does make for more interesting content.
I think I think that's the judge's chaos pick.
Yeah, I think it is. It is. Ben's just gone up my list of favourite booktubers with hashtag Team Piranesi.
You're going to be her best friend now. That's it. But then actually, it would depend on your pizza choice. But we're not talking about that. So.
Oh no, Jennifer's on it as well now. Do you mean cod per head? How has this happened? This is like
I like it.
Yeah. Kate really wants to read Empire of Pain after Demon Copperhead. Recommend.
Is it on Scribd? Does anyone know is it on Scribd? Is Empire of Pain on Scribd? Can someone tell me?
I don't know.
I will have a look.
Anne saying the winner and 2 runner-ups of the policy. Yeah. Hashtag Team Chaos. Well, I'd prefer hashtag Team Chaos to hashtag Team Pineapple and hashtag Team Avocado that we've had.
I'm not talking about that.
We're not going to get into that. I believe the judges are announced at the same time as the finalists.
I think this is for
to do with the Pulitzer.
Oh, thank you. I was like, what? The judges have already been announced. Oh, catch up, Gemma.
Yeah, that's what they're called. The board, not the grand jury.
The grand jury.
I was just making stuff up.
Fire thrush.
Makes me think of something else, which is a bit more like.
Yeah, no, I think Ben's gone there afterwards or something. She was a doctor. Actually, that would be quite relevant for Pod because I reckon a lot of those dolphins get thrush, given what they're up to.
Can dolphins get thrush?
I don't know, but if they can, I bet they have it all the time. Sounds painful, Ben.
It sounds a bit gross to me, actually. I don't know.
I'm trying to repress the book.
Alice is sat there traumatised.
Alice is like, no, why did I sign up for this?
When I signed up for this, I didn't know there was going to be clams, okay? And I didn't know I was going to find new information that would make me see clams in a different light.
Orgies. It's just,
we didn't.
That was just a special treat.
I didn't know I'd never be able to look at another sea creature again.
Yeah. Canada Reads has a panel, completely transparent. Each judge defends a book. Oh yes, Jolene was talking about this the other day, and they vote and one book is eliminated each day. Yeah, that sounds really cool, actually.
I like the idea of it being transparent and you kind of knowing, but would people be a little bit like if everyone knew everything? Would that be too much?
I like the idea of with the judges of like they each get to pick their favourite and put it forward, sort of thing. That's a cool idea.
I think Station 11 did Station 11 win Canada? No, it was the graphic novel Ducks that won, wasn't it?
Ducks.
I think. I tried a sample of the audio very briefly early and I wasn't sure.
That's probably not.
If you're not sure from the sample, mate, then I'd say
just leave it. Save yourself.
I liked Fire Rush but didn't love it. Yeah, I felt the same.
Same.
Has anyone listened to the audio of Demon Copperhead?
I have. It's really good. The audio book's amazing. And I've heard other people saying that that are from that area that it's done very well apparently.
Okay. I would be tempted to audiobook it for a reread. Kelly. Yay, sorry I'm late. I finished my book 2 prize books. Well done. And have pod on hand to read the damn thing. You might be a pod lover. Just
Tell us.
Embrace the fishy penises and you'll be fine.
Is there still one more month left to go on reading the book 2 prize books? Because in which case, very well done, Kelly.
There is, yeah. Which means that the next email will be coming shortly, Alice. Whoever's gonna get you. Andrew's reading The Bandit Queens. Then it will be Demon Copperhead. Yes, those are the 2 best ones, so you're covered, mate. Keir really enjoyed The Marriage Portrait as a book, but I would have liked to see other books on the shortlist. I think that's fair, having not read The Marriage Portrait. Jolene knows how Canada Read works. Yeah, I have seen a few of the videos on it. I'm just so far behind on BookTube. Is anyone else like really behind?
I get behind in phases.
It's just
it's
bad at the moment. I think I just need to draw a line under it and just start fresh. I keep trying to catch up, and it's like I'm never going to catch up. For those of you that initially DNF'd Demon, I would have DNF'd Young Mungo, but I powered through and ended up having a good read. However, positive spin, you can put on a story like that. Yeah. I think sometimes you do need to like power through if it's a longer book. Guess the ending of The Marriage Portrait, noticed the hints being dropped throughout. Didn't hate it though.
It's just me who's a bit silly then.
I thought you were supposed to be like the mystery reader of everyone and like guess the endings.
Yeah.
I was totally taken in.
Failing at your own way, mate.
You know what though? Because like with Trespassers, the ending, I kind of part of it, I guess, and that actually that didn't bother me. It didn't anger me because I loved it enough. So I still did like The Marriage Portrait, but I didn't like. Yeah,
it was Maggie O'Farrell took me down the wrong path. You see,
no, that's good.
Went astray with her lovely writing.
That's good though, Alice. That's really good. It's good that you got distracted by all that stuff.
Kelly loved The Marriage Portrait and really loved Demon. Yeah. Looking forward to reading the runners-up. Yeah, what have I got to read? I've got Black Butterflies and Marriage Portrait left to read. So, from the shortlist, but I will read the whole long list, including the ones I haven't got to yet. Which ones have you got left, Alice? Just Black Butterflies?
So, for the shortlist, I've got Black Butterflies and Trespassers. And the only 2 left after that from the long list would be Memphis and what's the last one? Can't remember. Homesick.
Has your library got Black Butterflies yet though? Because you said you've been waiting for a million years.
No, but they have finally got it in processing, so it is in the library building. Maybe.
Listen to the audio Camilla listened to the audio of Demon Copperhead, and I'm glad. Don't think I would have managed the book. The older male voice was daunting when he's supposed to be a boy though. Interesting. I wanted to read it physically because I find that I can like zone out when I'm listening to an audio book, and I wanted like every word because it's King Solver and she's a
That's why I want to reread it though, to be fair. That's why I've got the physical copy now and I can reread it. I'm not going to rush it. I was going to try and maybe read it at the weekends when we're doing our live plod-alongs, but I think I'm not going to do that. I think I'm going to give it some space and come to it when I'm ready.
Yeah, good plan. I like the plan. It's Harry's butt in the camera. Yeah, we love butts.
Oh no, it's his back part. It's not actually his not actually his bum.
Rudy's butt was full on in the camera the other day when I filmed.
Yeah.
Ben, agree with Charlie on the Marriage Portrait ending. Ooh, to be honest, felt a bit needlessly classist.
Yes.
Classist. Words are hard today. Hard to describe why without spoiling it though. Interesting. Kelly, it would be fun if the Women's Prize judges could do a BookTube interview. You would ask why.
Imagine if we could try and get one of the judges on. They won't come and talk to us.
They wouldn't. We did
I'd
ask.
Be like, admit it. Who is it? Who is it that's making pod carry on going through?
Oh yeah, pod. Yeah, to get the pod lovers.
Can you imagine? We'll be like, mate, what's wrong with your soda melon?
And they need to hold up a sign saying, "I love pod," and they need to just have a confession about it and cleanse their soul.
Oh dear. Yes, would love to know their process. Ange is feeling traumatized by all the pod
Me
talk.
too, Ange.
I know. So interested about the Canada reads. Yes, ducks one. I'm a clam. Jennifer is all over this. Embrace the fishy penises is the worst sentence of the day. You're welcome, Kit. You're welcome.
It puts a picture. It definitely puts a picture.
That's why you come here, for these like golden sentences. Obviously behind life is a lot. Life is a lot. It's like out of control. I'm a clam might be the worst. And Jennifer's like, my worst TV best.
Jennifer just shrugs it off. She don't care.
I love it. Kia agreeing with Ben. Highly recommend Demon Copperhead audio. Did you read Boulder from the International Booker List? Thought it was brilliant and better than most of the Women's Prize nominees. Do you know what? How many books have I read from the International Booker long list or short list?
How many have you purchased? See, I knew there would be a bad answer to that.
Yeah, I bought 3.
The short list or the long list you purchased?
Some and some. So I bought Pyre, and
that big one you bought in London was not on the short list either, was it?
No, it wasn't. The System So Magnificent as Blinded.
Yeah,
a really long time.
That one.
You were excited cover.
Yeah, I'm excited for all of them, but you know, life. And I've literally just ordered Stillborn. That is shortlisted because I felt like I needed a shortlisted one as well, obviously.
But the Boulder is on. That's on script. Boulder's on script.
Not anymore.
They got rid of it.
Revoked.
Why was it revoked?
Probably because they wanted to sell more copies of the book. If you were a pessimist.
Needed is a very strong word, though, isn't it, Gemma?
My library still doesn't have black butterflies. Go kick their butts, Ariane. Say, look, mate, what are you doing?
I feel like it's the hardest to find on the long list or the short list, from what I'm hearing.
I think that they've had trouble because I think it's been quite popular, and I don't know if they've like sold. I don't know, because that's what it must be to do with the printing, surely.
Maybe they've had.
When was it published? Because it's quite a recent publication, isn't it?
There's only a smaller publisher. I don't know. Is it to do with that?
Duckworth.
Yeah, it might have had a small print run, and they've had to do another print run or something.
Yeah.
But my library did get a copy quite quickly. So I was like, not that.
And Gem's library obviously has a copy because she's got it in her hand.
Yeah, but it has taken. I picked it up today.
Yeah.
And I ordered it as soon as it came into the library, and they didn't have it when the long list was announced.
Yeah. I think
I don't think my library didn't have any. Yeah. We didn't have any when it was announced. Sorry.
Right. You go.
You speak. No, you go.
It's a stalemate. But yeah, I think the conclusion is it's been hard to get hold of.
Yeah.
Ben is glad not to be on his own, Charlie, so you've cheered him up with your.
No, it's good to hear that you have the similar thoughts. No, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Do ducks count as sea creatures? We were talking about ducks, weren't we, girls? We were talking about ducks. And they may not count as sea creatures, but they are more. They're more rapey. They're more rapey than dolphins.
This is something I did not know that Emma's taught me today.
So if you've ever seen like a male duck, like they're proper like sexual assaulters. We were talking just before the live, and the girls have suggested that I write to Layleen Paul and ask her next book to be called The Ducks.
Trauma.
She can write about duck trauma. I feel like this conversation is going off the rails. Let's move on to the next comment. My ex-husband's name is Harry. We get along better now that we're not living together. Does he like duck? Is the question. And then they could be like twins. Sarah, I might just have the worst memory because I want to hear the classist POV. Why can't I say that word? With Marriage Portrait, I know Ari spoilers. Someone remind me by Instagram DM. Black butterfly shrimp. That's quite good, Zach. That is quite good. Stillborn and Boulder are the two I'm most excited for on the International Booker. I am/was really excited for Time Shelter, and I've seen like loads of negative reviews for it.
Yeah, I've heard loads of bad reviews.
Yeah, I think it sounds so interesting.
I know. I'm really sad.
But Eric, did Eric have mixed feelings on that one? Because I'm trying to remember like
who
had good feelings and who had bad feelings.
I can't remember, but I remember people saying it was really like dull. Stillborn is tragic but beautifully written. That sounds like my jam. I've just used my audio credit on Empire of Pain. Ange, I love it.
It's just going to make your TBR endless. This isn't where it stops.
Like, yeah, it's just never going to end unless you stop watching BookTube.
I think Ange might be the only person I know with a similar level of FOMO to Jem.
She does. She does have a similar level.
Like, I reckon every video you watch, you probably add something to your TBR or buy something.
Not every video, but probably like at least one video a week. Small publisher, small print run on Black Butterflies. Yeah. I imagine. I second the love for Boulder. I really do want to read it one day. Also a big fan of Whale, which was like the one that I didn't want to read, and now everyone's raving about it. So cheers.
Well, I thought you would want to read that initially because it had the words like intergenerational family saga on it. So I was like, Gemma.
I don't know. Yeah.
I do get why not.
I've heard some mixed things about that one as well, though, because I thought I'd only heard positive things, and then Kia pointed out there were some negative things as well. So there you go.
Wow. I stand corrected. Maybe I don't need to add it to my TBR, except now I even more need to add it to my TBR to see who's right and who's wrong.
Oh, no.
You haven't helped, Charlie. You made it worse. It was the only one I couldn't find on audio. Which one? Oh, Black Butterflies. Yeah, I don't think there is an audio for Black Butterflies.
No, I don't think there is. No. Again,
Whale, another female abuse and resilience theme. Sounds like my sort of thing.
But he wrote it a long time ago. Whale was written like 20 years ago or something ridiculous, a long time ago.
Oh, really? And it's only just been translated?
Yeah, it was ages ago it was written, apparently. And I think that's why a lot of it feels dated, I think.
See, Ariane understands. She has ducks and can confirm that she's put mating because she's being politically correct, but it's duck raping is traumatizing. It is. Honestly, next time you go to the park, mate.
I'm not going to look at that stuff, Jem. When I go to the park, I'm not looking out for duck rape. I'm looking for the lovely.
When you hear like ducks screaming, you'll know what that is. And I read The Gospel According to the New World and loved it. Oh, I really need to get to some Maurice Condé, like really badly. I've heard mixed things about that one though, but I do have another one on my Kindle. I can't remember what it's called. The Water is Rising, maybe something like that. Whale is so good. I agree. I didn't want it to end. See, look what our commenters are doing to my like TBR.
Enabling you.
They're enabling. They are enabling. Sarah, I don't have Bookstagram to DM. You don't have Bookstagram, Ben? Although maybe I should make an account. Yes, you should. But I'm sure someone else would. Ben, mate, how do you talk to people? You don't have to actually put any photos on.
He's probably got everyone's telephone number. He's probably like, he's probably best mates with Eric. And
he probably is best mates with Eric.
They
seem quite similar in like approach to BookTube. Spread Book Joy. Jack. I'll never see Daffy Duck in the same way again. No, he's a misogynist asshole. Here, the reader. Are ducks the ones with the corkscrew?
Foxes have the corkscrew penis.
How is this a conversation?
Well, it is, because I remember that. That's something
I do. Yeah, I can't remember. I do know what you mean, but I can't remember. Voxer. I don't talk to people.
That's something we have
It's the best way, mate. It's the best way. It's a slippery slope when you start talking to people.
Yeah, you never can tell if they're all going to talk about different animals and what kind of penises they've got. It's very dangerous.
Exactly.
I knew it was something here. I'm sorry. I knew there was something because I remember because I'd only heard good things until I remember you pointing it out. That's why I couldn't remember what you'd said. I'm sorry.
No, I've just seen the next comment.
Don't look up ducks. It's worse than you could possibly imagine.
I'm not going to be looking up ducks.
Oh dear. Kit. Oh, they are the ones with the corkscrew penises. Ariane, our local duck expert, has confirmed that ducks have corkscrew penises.
They do have corkscrew penises.
Alice and Charlie are going to have a word with me after this live about how my lives always seem to get out of control.
What, about penises?
And avocados and figs. Actually, that was yours, Charlie, the fig one.
Was it one of yours where we went off on one about like the animals?
Oh, that was mine about the spike.
Massive animal discussion.
That was with Scott, wasn't it?
Murderers. Yeah,
it was with Scott.
Scott was encouraging a lot of that, I would say.
He was. He's a vegan spider murderer.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm only encouraging the chaos. I'm not sure we need that much encouragement, which is unfortunate. Sorry, Sarah, I wasn't saying I don't like to talk to people at you.
I don't think Sarah would have thought that.
Oh, dear. Poor old Ben. They do viaducts. I don't know what that's in response to.
Penises, probably.
Something to do with corkscrew penises. And just
I actually welcome the pineapples today as a relief from the different animal genitalia.
Is there a corkscrew emoji? Because I feel like that should.
I really hope there isn't.
What's going on, Alice? Poor Alice.
Ben is going to open a good bottle of red with a duck penis. So that's good. That's good news.
Yeah, that was your fault, Kit.
Oh, Kit, yes, you did contribute to that chaos on that day.
I do remember that.
Snakes have 2 penises, and they each have their own testicles.
What?
I mean, good.
Oh dear.
Will you please load in the comments? I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Is one like a primary penis?
Don't ask that.
No, Deb.
Stop asking things.
You're just gonna get them to go around searching stuff. How can we?
I feel like I'm gonna get kicked off BookTube. Some of us actual penises at work. That's true. Are any of them corkscrew shaped? No, sorry, no more corkscrew penis questions. I arrived at the wrong time.
This is a danger with tuning into Gemma's live stream, Charlie.
And now double fake penises.
We have descended to this portion of the evening. But really, it's not my fault. It is the Women's Prize Shortlist judges' fault. Is what I'm going with.
Are there any ducks on the shortlist?
No. I don't think so. I don't even think there was any books with it. There was a fish in the long list in Dog of the North.
And there were many fish in pod.
There were many fish in pod.
There wasn't a duck in pod though. I will give you that. Kit is now referring to pineapple penises. Either way, I will recommend the poem Oik by Joe Bell, which discusses such a topic. Does it? I am intrigued. You're welcome, Ben. Ben is like literally running for the hills right now.
Enough penis talk for him.
It is the National Geographic Channel here. Maybe I should diversify.
I know, and I never knew about the snake thing. I didn't know that. Did you know about the snake thing?
I did
No.
not. That was interesting information.
That was interesting.
It is Pod's fault, Ariane. It's definitely not my fault in any way. Well, there's actually a condition called Peyronie's where the penis has a bend. I feel like it'll be difficult for the next year's judges to top the fish penises. They've set the bar quite high. They have. Oh God, Jack.
No, that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Okay, I really feel like maybe we should wrap this up, ladies. I don't know if you're.
This is going to descend into one big penis chaos.
I feel like we haven't talked about a book in a good 20 minutes. We've just talked about penises.
Wait, this was a live show about books?
It was originally.
Was it?
Rewind.
That was brand new information.
I think we had some. Yeah.
Oh dear. Jay lives on a narrow boat, so says that she sees such exploits every day on a daily basis. So yeah, exactly. Cats have spiky ones. You think the judges are watching? I really hope they haven't watched this because that would be really embarrassing. I left to go back to this.
Camilla, you're just sad that you're not here with us, discussing it with us.
This is what happens. Oh dear. Okay.
I had left for 10 minutes.
Well, thank you everybody for coming along. It has been delightful. I've just seen one more comment that I'm going to just
no, please don't show that comment.
For everybody to see.
No.
Well, that can't be a good thing. I think 2 clitorises, that's a good thing. That is a good thing. There you go. And that's the end of the note we're going to end it on.
That's the note we're going to end it on. So thank you everybody for coming along. And I forgot to put the thing up. We are back on Sunday with Keir at 5:30 UK time on Charlie's channel. So watch out. It will be shared on our community tabs and obviously be on Charlie's live feed. So come back to talk about hopefully things other than duck and snake penises.
Keir, don't worry. It won't be all snake penises.
It will be about books.
Yeah.
To begin with.
Yeah.
It will.
To begin with.
Right. Bye, guys.